record reflect, we are back in session. Parties and counsel are present. Our jurors are not yet present. And I understand that completes the defense closing statements. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So we can go ahead and bring our jurors in and give them the concluding instruction. All right, the record flip, we are back in session. Parties and counsel are present. All members of our jury are present. So you've now heard all of the closing statements. There is a final jury instruction, so let me give that to you at this time. When you go to the jury room, the first thing you should do is choose a foreperson to preside over this phase of the deliberations. It can be the same foreperson, it can be a different foreperson. And once again, your foreperson should see to it that your discussions are carried on in an organized way and that everyone has a chance to be heard. It is your duty to talk with one another and to deliberate in the jury room. You should try to agree upon a verdict if you can do so. Each of you must decide the case for yourself, but only after you've discussed the evidence with the other jurors. Do not hesitate to change your mind if you become convinced that your initial impression was wrong, but do not change your mind just because other jurors may disagree with you. Keep an open mind and openly exchange your thoughts and ideas about the case and the issue of penalty. Stating your opinions too strongly at the very beginning or immediately announcing how you plan to vote may interfere with such an open discussion. Obviously, you should always treat each other courteously and with respect. Remember, your role is to be an impartial judge of the facts, not to act as an advocate for one side or the other. And in this phase, not only to be an impartial judge of the facts, but to give an individual opinion or verdict on your individual weighing of the aggravating and mitigating factors. As I told you at the beginning of the trial, do not talk about the case or about any of the people or subjects involved in it with anyone, including but not limited to your spouse or other family members, friends, spiritual leaders, advisors, or therapists. You must discuss the case only in the jury room and only when all 12 jurors are present for the purposes of jury deliberation. Do not discuss your deliberations with anyone. Once again, it's important not to use the internet or any social media or any other reference materials in any way in connection with this case during your deliberations. You'll again have all of the exhibits that were admitted into evidence in both the first phase and the second phase of the trial. And once again, if you need to communicate with the court while you are deliberating, you need to do that through a note given to the bailiff, who will give it to me. I'll discuss it with the attorneys, and the note needs to be signed either by the foreperson or by any other member of the jury. As before, if you do request anything, I will discuss it with the attorneys, and then we'll give you an answer. You should continue your deliberations while you wait for an answer, if you can do so. Do not reveal to the court or anyone else how your vote stands on the question of penalty unless I specifically ask you to do so. Your verdict on the issue of penalty must be unanimous. This means that in order to return any verdict, all 12 jurors must agree to it. It is not my role to tell you what your verdict should be or what the penalty should be. So do not take anything that I may have said or done during the trial, or any questions I may have asked, or anything else I may have done to intimate as any indication of what I think about the facts, the witnesses, or what your verdict or penalty should be. If anything I have done or said has seemed to so indicate to you, disregard it and form your own independent conclusion based on your evaluation of the evidence and your evaluation of the aggravating and mitigating circumstances. Once again, you'll have the two separate verdict forms. As soon as all 12 jurors have agreed upon a verdict, have your foreperson date and sign the appropriate verdict form that corresponds to your verdict, and then return both verdict forms, both the signed and unsigned verdict forms. And of course, as you know, the two possible verdicts are finding the appropriate penalty for Mr. Merritt to be death, or finding the appropriate penalty to be life in prison without the possibility of parole. Okay? The clerk will swear the bailiff.
You solemnly swear that you will keep this jury together in some quiet and convenient place and not permit any person to speak to them or communicate with them, or to do so yourself, unless by order of the court, or to ask them whether or not they have agreed upon a verdict, and return them into court when they have agreed or once ordered by the court, so help you God? Thank you.
And once again, the alternates don't get to deliberate with the jurors, so you can be on call either here in the courthouse or where we have a good phone number where we can reach you. Once again, it takes a while to assemble everyone, so if you want to be here, certainly you have enough time. We'll call you, let you know, and you'll have the opportunity to be here. If you can't be here, we'll of course call you and let you know what the verdict is. Counsel willing to stipulate the jurors again may be excused various recesses, including noon and evening recesses, without further admonition?
Yes.
All right, again, that means you're on your own schedule. Come and go when you're ready to, within reason, again. Counsel willing to stipulate if there is a request for any readback of testimony. The court, of course, will advise counsel of the request. Once it is determined what is to be read back, that the court reporter can go into the jury room for the readback in the absence of counsel, the court, and parties.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's agreeable with you also, Mr. Merritt?
Yes.
And also, if there are any questions from the jury, again, court will advise counsel of the question. If there is a relatively short and concise answer, the court can go into the jury room again in the absence of counsel and parties, but of course with the court reporter to give that answer unless counsel wants it done in open court. And of course, if there's a question that's going to involve an ongoing discussion, we would only do that in open court with everyone present. That's agreeable with everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's agreeable with you also, Mr. Mayor? All right. Okay, so we'll, our 12 regular jurors, take your notebooks, follow the bailiff into the jury room, and our alternates, again, make sure we have a good phone number where we can reach you. And the alternates, again, are reminded not to form or express any opinions about the case, including how you think you would vote, because it's still possible you could be called in to deliberate, and of course not to discuss the case or allow anyone to discuss the case with you. A reminder to the media and other people, the alternates, just as the regular jurors, are still jurors, and it would be improper for anyone to attempt to contact them in any manner. Okay? Record reflect all of the jurors have left. Counsel and parties are still present. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Can the court inquire if the jury does not finish deliberations today, if they're coming back tomorrow? And if they're not coming back tomorrow, can we ensure that my client is not transported? He had requested not to come on Friday if there's no need for him to come. So just, that's the only request we have.
Okay. Yeah, after the, I'm guessing they're just gonna go back and probably go to lunch right now. But at 1:30, I'll have the bailiff inquire and notify council.
Okay.
And if they're not going to be here tomorrow, then we'll order that Mr. Merritt not be transported tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
And can we have the same time frame between when they say they have a verdict and when we read it? Except for
Reasonably,
today?
reasonably close, yes.
Okay. Hour and a half is fine?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.